Yeah, it's
Hi,
great.
everybody. Well, welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. I'm Jennifer. This is my mom, Carol, and this is episode 70. Can you believe we've done 69 of these so far?
We've done more, actually, because we've had a couple specials.
True. That's true.
We're probably closer to 75.
And I have one I recorded that I've never edited about binding quilts. If you guys are interested in how I bind quilts, let me know. And I'll get that done.
But yeah, you did a couple finishing ones.
Yeah.
So between
all
of
the
them,
ornaments.
we're close to 75,
yeah.
I think.
So
Wow.
it's
almost
been fun.
as old as I am.
We're not done. We're talking about dying today, but not that kind of dying. So thanks so much for all of you who've come back. It always makes our day when we see someone in the comments who says, I've been watching from the very beginning.
We admire you.
Yes, we're amazed that you have that kind of fortitude. Okay, we're going to tell a funny story about the cups. So we have a local pizza place. I went and picked up lunch today. It's called Hot Box Pizza. It's employed both of my children. This is not a paid subscription. And it's basketball finals
And
season.
basketball in Indiana is insane.
Yeah, and the Indiana Pacers are in the playoffs, so that's what these cups are. But of course, when I got the cup, I texted my son and I said, nice IKEA cups.
Hopefully nobody's husband works, or no, but none of you work for Hot Box.
Yeah, it's
and
still
are now going to get us in big
there's
trouble.
nothing wrong with IKEA. I love me a good IKEA trip. All right, if you haven't figured out, we wander to and fro all the time during our videos. Today we have lots of stitching to show you. I just have quilting to talk about, but none to show.
I can't show mine.
Okay, and we don't have any, I don't have any crochet or knitting.
Well, I've turned the heel on my sock and I'm working my way up, but
Okay.
it's not enough to show you.
Not enough to show. So
Yeah,
it'll
maybe
be a
soon.
show mostly about cross stitch.
Yeah.
So we want to welcome you all back. Welcome to those who are new. We hope you stick around and see everything we have. Today, in honor of our 70th, we'll have some giveaways at the very end. So make sure you stay for that. And why don't we start with thank yous. We have some new subscribers and we have some Flosstubers who have mentioned us. So we'll start thanking those who have mentioned us recently. Allison at Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. I bet she was talking about the Lizzie Kate series, Sal, that we're doing with her. But Allison, I'm behind on Flosstubes and I haven't seen your latest. Corinne at Corey Creates. She just picked up her daughter from college. I hope she's not driving you crazy yet, Corinne. I hope you're still enjoying having her home. Mine gets home next week, so we'll be in the same boat. Jess at Jess Craft Stitches. She's been doing monthly videos of everything she's stitched and finished in that month, and they're great. I'm really enjoying those. Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher. Sarah had a gorgeous green Santa, and it's not the Teresa Kogut green Santa. That I put that right on my list. It's really pretty. In her latest video, she shared that. I don't know if it's her latest. It's the one where she mentioned us. And then Dottie from Stitching Scotty. Hi, Dottie. We hope that
Dottie.
You're all better. I think you are.
I think
you've
We've been around
on
and
like
around.
2
We've seen you
retreats
several times.
since last time. So yeah. And we've both been watching some different floss tubes than are normal this time. So I wanted to share first, for those of you who are quilters and enjoy quilting, our friend Stephanie has started not a floss tube, a fabric tube, a quilt tube. And she's doing a monthly review of everything that she sews. And she sews every day. It's called Everyday Sewist. And she shows you all the things that she worked on in a month. If you like Anna Maria Horner, Tula Pinks, who's the other guy? Kay Facets, Scrappy Quilt.
Scrappy. Oh, is she a scrappy quilter? Just
drives her crazy.
her stuff is great, but you know,
she can't do it.
I can't handle Scrappy.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, go over, give Stephanie a look. Her first couple of videos are sew with me videos. So they're just her sewing, no talking.
It's like
so
stitching with somebody.
Yeah, if you enjoy that, watch those. And then from there, she's gone to monthly videos with everything that she's done in the month.
And she may show her new cat. Her son had a cat that wasn't getting along with the other cats. Lola. She's on Instagram. And so she's been getting used to the house and prowling around and everything. So it's been kind of cute. Lola's on Instagram, and she may, I haven't watched the last couple. I've been busy.
Yeah, she just put one out.
Yeah, the other day, and I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that yet. And then you've been watching some other ones. Do you want to tell them what you've been watching?
I watched the Cross Stitch Emporium, and she's one of the bougie stitchers. Her sister is Nancy, and I can't think of her name now. And she lives in Idaho. I think it's Idaho.
North Dakota.
Or Wyoming.
Montana?
Wyoming or Idaho.
Out west.
Somewhere out there. And she is opening a shop. Right now she has an online shop. And we saw her at market because Missy was, remember,
Jenny, right?
Jenny, that's it, Jenny. Yay, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. And we saw her at market. And she is bringing in lots of good stuff. So give her a check. Yeah. And if you don't have an LNS, she's a good one to support. She's got bringing in fabric. She's got thread. She's got patterns. She's got lots of stuff. And then I quickly watched Diana Bloom Designs and Shady Grove Stitcher. I have not paid, I haven't had time to really watch them all. So I kind of dipped into them, and I hope to go back. And now Jennifer's listed these new ones that I'll look at too, maybe. Yeah. And but check them all out. I mean, there's always different people, and you see all kinds of different finishes, different patterns. And I was watching Helen D the other day, and she had the cutest pumpkin that had a raccoon coming out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote her a little note and said, stop finding such cute patterns. I'm going to be in big trouble with Jennifer. And she said, I couldn't help it. So I haven't ordered it yet. I haven't ordered it yet, but it's, like she says, just wait and see. Never know what'll happen in 3 weeks. But yeah. And I'd also like to say hi to Julie, who is the Circle City Stitcher. She came into the store. I got to meet her. It was nice to meet you. Hope to see you again. And we'll give you more information in a little bit about stuff around town. Yeah.
And Shady Grove Stitcher, if you're watching this, we want to know if you live by the Shady Grove Metro station in the DC suburbs. If you do, let us know. We might know somebody else who lives very close to there.
Yeah. And we have been in that station. Yeah. I've been in several times.
And then I want to say thank you to our new subscribers. We had a handful from our last episode. So welcome to Rose, Joyce, Pearl, Donita, the CW Corner, and somebody named Dick. It might be Dick's wife, sister, daughter. But welcome all, and thanks for watching.
And Dick can watch too. You're welcome to watch.
Exactly. We have some guys who watch too. Yes. Okay, tell us about your beautiful bright quilt of the day.
I love this quilt. I had made this quilt, and my friend Bonnie, who passed away recently, her husband was very ill a few years ago, and she was taking care of him, and I said this to her to hopefully brighten up her day. And when she passed away, I told you that her daughter came to our quilt to stitch group, and I said, does anybody want the quilt I made for your mom? And she said, I don't think so. And I said, well, if she doesn't, may I have it back? So this was the quilt I made for Bonnie. It's called Braid Shuffle, and it's by KariePatch Designs. And I have no idea when I made it. Jennifer quilted it for me, and I love it. It's all batiks, and it's just so bright and cheery, and I'm
it was really probably about 5 years ago is my guess.
Maybe more. 6 or 7.
Could be. Yeah.
It was a while ago, but yeah, I love it. It's just a throw, just a lap quilt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to have it back because it makes me think of Bonnie.
I think this is the one that you had all the cuts and you gave them to Betty.
Oh yeah.
And she made a mini quilt with the scraps from these pieces.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
That was fun to make. I really had a good time with that. It went quickly, and you just cut it all up and sliced away.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So, that's the quilt of the day. Life updates since we were here last. My cousin and two kids came for a volleyball tournament, so we got to see them. Stay up way too late. Then go watch volleyball the next day.
I didn't go. I'm not that crazy.
She didn't go watch volleyball. I went and watched volleyball the next day, and then we had lunch, and they headed home. But it was great to see them for a quick visit.
And they'll be back again because she's on a travel team, and so they come periodically. So we get to see them. Hopefully Mike comes with them next time because I had a list. He didn't come, and I'm like, oh dear. Yeah. We have a problem.
We've been doing some of the last things in high school with my son. He graduates in a couple of weeks. He's deep in exam season right now. I think he's 4 down and 4 to go or something like that. So he's his theory right now is if he doesn't know it, studying isn't going to help. So he's okay. I said just make sure you do well enough to place out of the things you don't want to take again in college. Yeah. So he's ready. He's ready for school to be done. He's ready to graduate, and he's ready for college. So,
and I just have to brag on him. And they have in the paper today, they have the top 30 of his graduating class, and he's number 19. Yeah. So that's kind of neat. And they had a dinner for them last week, and then this week is his final concert.
Yes.
So we'll go cry at that.
We had the last orchestra competition last weekend, and then this week we have the rock concert, and the honors recognition. So,
what's that?
I don't know. He's getting an award / recognition. So
I'll have to go to that.
Yeah. When we did this with my daughter, she got a recognition for Environmental Science Student of the Year. Which cracked us all
nobody was more surprised than she was.
She hated science, but her teacher loved her. And she really got into the environmental science piece.
Yeah, it was funny though, because we were like, whoa. And she said, I had no idea. Yeah. She was like, what?
We were all surprised.
Yeah,
but
we thought it was kind of shocking.
Yeah. And she's busy this weekend packing up her dorm room. She has a storage locker she's rented out there, so she's got to get everything there over the weekend. And then the last bit on Wednesday morning, before she comes home on Wednesday, she'll be home for part of the summer and heading to Pennsylvania to work for about a month, and looking forward to seeing her. Yeah, she's ready to have her dad's cooking. Yeah, and her restaurants that she likes here.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. Anything else?
Well, we had 5 days this week, and 4 of them were spent in doctor's offices. We're okay. Nothing was critical. They were all follow-ups, and actually I got to go for me, which is always surprising. And then we got our teeth cleaned, and I wound up getting a filling. Oh, you didn't see?
No. Okay.
I got my tooth fixed, which is needed it, and we just like, oh yeah, well you need to get that checked. And she said, okay, I have time. Pulled out the needle and fixed it. So that was exciting.
You always love the dentist so much. Well, it's better than going back though.
Yes.
You leave and it's done.
And when I was younger, I used to, and I mean, when my kids were little, if I went to the dentist and didn't bite them, I would buy myself a present. Because I never had Novocaine until after Eric was born. So I had all my fillings as a kid in my mouth and everything, and a couple of teeth that had to be taken out without Novocaine. Yeah. And so that's why I had this irrational fear of the dentist. But I did really well. I didn't impart it to you guys.
No, you didn't.
You didn't. Very good.
And you didn't bite anybody this week.
No, I didn't.
Even better.
Nope. Good. I was very nice.
Shall we jump into questions?
Sure.
Okay. Our question for you last time is, have you dyed fabric or thread? And if so, how? And I was actually really surprised by these answers. I thought we would have a whole lot of people who said, nope, never done it. There are only 10 of you who haven't done it and have no desire to.
Oh, wow. 3
have not done it but want to. 35 of you have dyed fabric. That's fantastic.
Congratulations. That's great.
And I'll talk about all the different methods in a minute. But yes, lots of people have dyed their own cross-stitch fabric. We have done it and had a good time.
And talk about doing it again, but still haven't done it. I know. One of these days. When things calm down.
When things calm down, right. She said that when my brother was a senior. We had an exchange student and my brother who were seniors at the same time. And she said, when the boys leave and things calm down, and here we are 40 years later, 30 years later. And still waiting for things to calm down. So 3 of you have dyed thread. 7 of you have dyed quilt fabric. And somebody said they've even used their quilt fabric they dyed. That's really impressive. 1 person has dyed rope to make the rope bowls.
Oh, how cool is that? Fun. That would be good.
We should make up some dye and dye a bunch of things.
Yeah.
2 people have dyed trims, and one of them said they went to a week's dye works class.
Ooh.
I think at the Silver Needle. And over the course of the class, got to dye fabric and thread and trim.
That would be fun.
Would be really
that would
fun.
Be good, yeah.
1 has dyed their own yarn, and 1 dyed their own clothes. Tie-dye.
On purpose?
Tie-dye. Yeah, but it counts. So
I was going to say, if anybody is interested in doing a dyeing workshop and has experience, we could probably find a location for it.
In this area?
In this area, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do a workshop.
Okay. I'll let you arrange that.
Just drop me a note, twotallstitchers@gmail.com.
Great.
I'm counting on
Getting
not many
roped
of you
into
reply.
another one. Okay, just forget that part. Okay. The methods that people have used, I didn't do stats, but by far the two most common were coffee and tea dyeing, coffee or tea or both, RIT dyeing, which is what we've done.
Yeah, that's what we've done.
Then from there, all kinds of different dyes, fruit and vegetables, ice dyeing, snow dyeing, Procyon MX. I think that's a fabric.
That's a commercial.
Yeah.
Dye.
Indigo dyeing, tie dyeing, alcohol inks, acrylic paint, Kool-Aid, batik, low immersion, and shaving cream. How many fun things to try.
Wow. I thought you only did Kool-Aid in hair.
Guess you can do it in fabric too. I want to specifically call out Rebecca because she has a lot of experience. She's tried a lot of different things, and she had a couple of tips for us that I wanted to share. So thank you, Rebecca. She said Ada opalescent dyes beautifully.
Oh.
Maybe I'll have to buy a yard of that.
Yeah.
And we can dye some of that. And then she said to make a really good pumpkin color, use tangerine and apple green together.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you. And then the common threads.
Rebecca, do you want to be in charge of the workshop?
I think she's in Florida.
Oh, well, you can fly. You know, there are planes.
The common threads. Some people said, tried it, won't do it again. There was a lot of like, yep, I did that once. That's it.
Done that.
Check, done. There were several people who said, no, thank you. I don't want the mess. I'd rather buy my dyed fabric from somebody else who made a mess. And then several people mentioned that Mama Loves UGB has a good tutorial for low immersion dyeing. So I will look for that. If I find it, I will link it in the comments. But if not, just go over to her channel and I'm sure you can find it there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you all. That was very fun as always. And hopefully I remembered and did a little graph up there. Delia asked what pattern format people prefer. That was a question she wanted us to ask. And guess what, Delia? We've already asked it. It is in episode 44 from October 2023. So you can go back and either watch that whole episode. It was a long one.
Was it?
I'm trying to think. Oh, it was after I went to Craft Gallery.
Oh, okay.
And so that was our question, and you can find the answer there about the pattern format people like.
I'll just tell you, I'm still a paper person.
Yeah, me too.
I've tried markup, and it's okay, but I'm still a paper person.
Same.
I like to touch. It's like fabric.
Okay, you're working on something in opalescent right now, as am I. Dee wanted to know, do the sparkles make it more difficult or distracting? What do you think?
It's a little more challenging. Especially if you're stitching at night with the light, because then they're really sparkling. And I have found if I stitch on that in the daytime or under natural light, I'm better. But even at stitch group, sometimes, depending on where I'm sitting, if the sun is coming in the wrong way, it's really sparkly. So you kind of have to pay attention. But I like it. I mean, you'll see it. I like what's coming along. But I have another one that I've started, but I only have like 10 stitches in, so I won't show you yet. Next time. I
am probably the opposite to you. I would prefer to stitch opalescent under a light. So I don't find it that much more difficult. I mean, you just have to count like any other fabric, you know, but I
don't think it makes it terribly difficult. No, it's fine.
And it's worth it for the look you get at the end.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay.
Sparkly.
And then you met the Circle City Stitcher, but she just moved back and wanted to know about retreats and stitching groups.
We have 2 retreats we do each year, Julie, and they're listed in the information box below. If you look up, there's a link to Quilting Mom's blog. Go ahead and sign up because we don't have many on the wait list for next April. and send in for the wait list. And then we do have for August, but sometimes we go through the whole wait list. So go ahead and send it in. And then every 2 months, the Stitching and Indie group gets together kind of across the street from the Cross Stitch store in Zionsville. And if you send me an email,
she can follow one of
us.
Us because
follow one of us and we talk about it.
Repost it.
Yeah.
So if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see.
Yeah, at Jen Quilter or at Grand Stitches.
Yeah.
And then every first and third Saturday morning from 10 to 12, we stitch at the Zionsville Library. And anyone's welcome to come to that. And we usually have 8 or 10 people.
We've been filling up all the chairs.
Getting
lately.
bigger.
Yeah.
And pulling in extra chairs. So you're welcome to any of those. And I think next week will be our stitching week because we're here this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for anybody who winds up in town, Indy's a pretty central location. There's lots of tournaments and conferences here. If you wind up here and you want to know, is it one of the weekends? Just send us a quick email.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll respond. We're not the quickest at responding to our Too Tall Stitchers email.
I check it frequently, but sometimes I don't get a chance to answer it because I'm on the go or something.
But if you let us know when you're going to be in town, we can let you know if there's a stitching meetup that day.
Yep. We'll meet you for coffee somewhere. Or Cokes, not coffee. Neither of us drink coffee.
I drink tea, though.
Well, you can have tea. I'll have Coke. Diet Coke. So, yeah, we would love to meet any of you who come into town for some of these. Because especially now, the month of May is just insane. With there's a new women's professional volleyball team in Fishers. There's the Pacers are in the playoffs. Everybody's nuts about that. There's the races. There's some race today. I'm not a race fan. There's some race today that everybody's all excited about. And then,
except us.
And then there's the 500 at the end of the month. And so if you come in, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we're not far. We're only like 15 minutes from the track for the store. So, and so if you want to take a break or something, you're welcome to come visit the store.
Yeah. Good. Should we get into whips?
Sure.
You want to go or you want me to start?
You start because I only have one.
Okay.
That I want to show.
It is May, which in the cross stitch world means Stitch Mania. And my version of Stitch Mania is that I stitch on 5 whips and 5 new starts over the course of the month. And I stitch on each one for 3 days. And then that leaves me 1 day at the end of the month, either to catch up if I missed a day or to go back to what was my favorite. And hang on, I've got everything magneted together that's coming out here. That's a strong magnet that got my scissors. So I started, I had to plan it out because I wanted to make sure I got to stitch on what I wanted to on the weekends. So I had to plot out the days. And I started my month with a whip. And what I decided to do on my whips is I'm stitching from the newest whip to the oldest whip. So I will end my month with the oldest whip that I have. And yes, I only have 5 whips. I got down to 5, so you'll see some finishes. So my first whip is Ink Circles Reflections of Ireland. I started this at our retreat last month. And when I started, I had the side and half of the top. And I worked on this for 3 days and I made great progress.
Ooh.
I don't think we need it. So that is where I am now on Reflections of Ireland. And I decided I'm going to do all that kind of quote unquote border. It's not technically a border. And then I'm going to come back and do the motifs in the middle. And I think I'm going to need more thread because I used my first whole skein of thread already. And I'm not halfway through. This is DMC 4045, which is the color variations line. And I'm seeing right now on the pattern, it says it requires 3 skeins of thread.
I was going to ask you if I told you that.
Yeah, it did. I missed it. So I am stitching this on 32 count confetti Lugana. I think this is Atomic Ranch. I'm pretty sure it's Atomic Ranch.
Really pretty.
So I love it.
Very lightly modeled.
It's so fun to stitch like one little motif at a time. I don't know what they all are, but I'm going to have to go look them up when I'm done so that I know which one is which castle. So that was my first WhipGo project.
Oh, I'm not doing WhipGo. You know, my brain doesn't let me do that. I stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch, and I'm not a structured stitcher. If I know I need to finish something, I will finish it, or if it's something I really enjoy, I'll work on it. But for me to be working on something I like and somebody say, okay, 5 days are up, or 20 minutes are up, or whatever, now you have to change. No. So anyway, I'm working on Erin Elizabeth's Believe. And this is the one that's done on opalescent. And I got it at Mystic Fabrics down in Rushville. And of course, I left the information in downstairs in the bag. But it's, I've been working on it. What I did is the pattern is front and back on the paper. And I was really having trouble trying to turn back and forth when I got to the middle, you know, where the end of one side. So I photocopied both of them, and then I cut it up and I taped them together. Yeah, and that's made my life much easier. So that I strongly suggest, unless you're really good, because it wasn't lining up. I was really having issues, and it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it. So yeah, so I've gotten, you know, I've got up into here, and I think this is all done. I think this whole section is done. Looking at that. I'm working on, I have to do the houses and finish the Believe and then a little bit of confetti stuff, but it's getting there.
So pretty.
Yeah, and it's on the opalescent green, which when I saw it, I was just like, oh, I think I have to have that.
Yeah.
And I still need to get out there to pick up my door prize, and a couple of people have been showing fabric they got from her, and I was like, oh dear.
Well, you need to go with a set of patterns that you want fabric for.
Oh, why? She was showing some fabric she dyed the other day, and I was like, one was a pink, I think one was a yellow. They were so pretty.
And you're doing that with DMC thread, right?
Yes.
3865 or one of those?
Yep.
Great. My second project for WhipGo is Mad for Plaid, and it's the summer one, which is down there on the bottom. I have done autumn and spring, so I thought this was a great time to do summer. And as I pulled it out, my needle's not on here, so I don't know what happened to that. It's probably somewhere in the bag. And that's how far I got in my 3 days. I stitched this. This was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Are you doing 5 days in a row, or just 5 days?
3 days in a row. Oh. 3 days.
Oh.
10 projects, 3 days each.
Oh, okay.
That's 30 days.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I got the tomatoes, the word summer, and most of the part of the dragonflies. I think they still need their wings. Yeah, they still need one wing. That purple is one of their wings.
Oh yeah, and their bodies.
Their bodies are on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
They're kind of dark. Yeah. And then the flowers at the bottom. So hopefully next time I pick this up, it will be a finish.
Yeah.
And then I can get it FFO'd. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Lugana in the color charcoal with the called for Cosmo threads. And I got these when I went to Acorns and Threads now 2 summers ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went after my daughter graduated. And that was fun. If it wasn't WhipGo, I would have stuck with it till I finished it.
See, that's why I can't do WhipGo. I wouldn't have stopped. No, I have finishes. Oh, so I don't have any more that I want to show.
Great.
That I haven't worked on anything else because I'm finishing.
So my third my third stitch painting piece, which is also a whip, is Give Thanks by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I bought this a couple of years ago, and it was sitting in my stash. And then Helen D stitched hers last year, and I was like, I must get this out and start it. So I started it right around Thanksgiving. I had 2 starts in 2 weeks. So you'll see the other one next time, because this was just my project through last night.
Wow.
And that's where I am. I worked on this bottom corner below the truck, and I got the bird finished and all the leaves and part of the pumpkins along the bottom put in. Wow. And it really looks to me like I'm getting close to halfway done with this one.
Oh, easily.
All the little motifs over here should go relatively fast, but then the top will be pretty chunky. So that is coming along well. This is on, I think, 28 count sand. I don't know where my paper is that tells me what it's on. And I'm stitching this with all the called for DMC threads. So
That's
that is coming along.
You're really making good progress on that.
Thank you. I hope to get it done in time to FFO it for this Thanksgiving.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah. That's my whips.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm up to, I have 2 finishes.
Okay.
Do you have finishes?
Yep, I have 2
Okay.
finishes.
Jump in.
Okay. I was working on this and I put it away, we think, because I was working on Julie's Christmas present. And then I pulled it out for retreat and realized I was very close to a finish. So I worked on it a little bit. And then, lucky you, Jennifer pressed it for me this morning. But this is Needlework ABCs by Little House Needleworks. And, you know, I've done the seasons. And this was a kit that I got last year at retreat. Our friend Beth brought in somebody's stash that had been given to her, and it was all kitted and everything. So I don't have the pattern because I gave it to Beth because she wants to do it. But I'm really excited to have it done. I'm pleased. I think it turned out well. Her dress took forever.
And that's one color of thread, right?
Yeah,
It's just
that's
variegated.
Yeah, that's variegated. I think I mentioned it last time. If you're using variegated thread for something and you want it to be pretty consistent, make sure you buy everything at the same time, because this is one skein, but look how variegated it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, look at that when you're looking at variegations.
Yeah.
But it's finished and I'm excited.
Yay. And
Yeah.
you're going to finish this the same way you...
Yeah, I've got the frame.
You have the frame.
And I have the frame, and I have all 4 seasons in the frame. So I'm going to take it to Liz, and she's going to, stitch it?
Lace it.
Lace it.
Yes.
Lace it. And then it'll fit in my frame, and then I can, yeah. And I did see the Farmer's ABCs at Market, but I'm not a farm girl, so I probably won't do that one.
Okay.
But
makes sense.
Yeah.
My finish, this was actually at the end of the month before WhipGo started. Not WhipGo, Stitch Mania. This is Lizzie Kate, Don't Cry Because It's Over. So I'm stitching this as part of the Lizzie Kate series Sal with Allison at Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. I had planned to stitch this back in 2023 when my Girl Scout troop graduated and I made them all stitched pieces, but I never got to mine. This one is for me, but I think it's appropriate now to finish it up now that my son's graduating.
Yeah.
So I plan to FFO this the same way I did all the girls with flat fold, with a pocket in the back, and then I can put in that back pocket little pictures and notes from the girls from my troop.
Yeah,
so
that'll be nice.
That is Lizzie Kate, Don't Cry Because It's Over. I stitched it on the fabric that was in the kit, and I switched up the colors a little bit because I didn't have the exact colors they called for. The red that's in my Smile and Cry is Cinders from, I think, Sampler Threads. And yes, it's Cinders. There it is. Just a gorgeous, you know, kind of dark pink to red. And I just love how that turned out.
And it's done natural linen.
Natural.
That's what they said. Yeah.
I don't know what count.
It doesn't tell.
28 or 32. But
it looks like
it was a fun stitch. It really didn't take me that long. I don't know why I left it in my bag for 2 years, but it's done now.
It's such a good feeling, I think, sometimes when you pull something out, and like the needlework one, it was like, oh, I don't have much to do. And then I got it finished, and it didn't take that long. It was kind of exciting. Great. Okay, then this is another one that's been sitting around. There's 2 different sets. This is Winter on the Square by Scissor Tailed Designs. And I have done, you'll see, I've done Winter, I've done the Snowman, and then I finished up this one. And so this was, there's my thread. This is the one that I finished. And that one, it's not perfect, but I kind of wasn't paying attention to all the colors, but it's, you know, it's fine, it's done. And then these are the other 2 that I have finished. So I have 3 of them done. And there's 1 more in this set, and then 2 more in the other set.
There is another?
Yep.
Is it on the back?
No. Yeah, there's 3, and I've done these 2.
Oh, yeah. So the snowmen are from a different set.
And then this guy, the snow is from the other set. And that's called, this is Winter on the Square, and I can't remember what the other one is called.
Is it called Winter Whimsies?
Yes, that's what it is, I believe.
Yeah, okay. So the snowmen are from Winter Whimsies, and the winter and the quilty looking one are from this one.
Yes.
Okay.
And so my plan is to do all 6 of them and finish them as smalls for my tray.
Good.
And
halfway there.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that I've been dragging around with me, and the other day I thought, oh, just pull it out. And I went and
finish it.
Well, I kind of made a mistake, and I took out the wrong place. And so then I was like, I'm done. But I pulled it out and fixed it, and it didn't take long, and I finished it, and I was very happy.
Okay. If you don't like bad language, now's the time to step away for a minute.
Avert your eyes.
I finished my little snarky cactus. After our last video, he was so fun to stitch, or she. And this is stitched on 36 count weathered stone. This is the pattern Adios Bachachos by Solvum Probler on Etsy. I plan to finish this one so it can be hung by a front door so people see it on the way out. Not at my house, but I have the perfect family member who this will go to. Although my daughter said, like, anybody in our family would like it, and I should put it in the family gift exchange because it would probably be the most stolen item. So,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So there it is. I really enjoyed working on this weathered stone fabric. It's such a pretty color. These are all DMC threads, 1 strand, since it's 36 count, and it makes me chuckle.
Yep, it is funny.
Little sassy
and
cactus.
It's subtle.
Yes.
It's subtle.
Yeah. So that, I was laughing. I was working on that on Easter Sunday, which was probably a little sacrilegious.
Luckily, she
so
get
apologies.
shot.
Apologies
Struck
for
dead.
that. Yeah. That's all my whips.
And as of 20 minutes ago, I have an FFO. I finished this last night and then realized there was one tiny little charm I had to put on. So I came up and did that and then slapped the sticky back felt on it, and it's done. It's a shop model. Jennifer's pulling out it's one of the new fall Mill Hill. And Vicki said, I said, do you want me to do one of these? And she said, yeah, pick out one you think won't sell. So I picked out this one, and a young woman was in the shop the other day, and I was showing. She said, that's adorable. I went, oh my God. But anyway, here it is. It's all done. It's, he probably should be against the.
Yes, it's called Monster Plants.
Yeah.
From Little Shop of Horrors.
But yeah, but he's got, he's all done. And I finished him on the back with sticky felt. It's really great. You just slap it on the square and then you cut around it, and I have an FFO.
And you said he's supposed to have a magnet in here, but it disappeared.
Yeah, it's probably stuck on one of my magnet boards.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of look for that, or else I'll make it a hanging one. I can make it a hanging one.
And then I have a little FFO.
Oh, that was cute.
This is Bent Creek Surrounded by Joy, and I stitched this earlier in the year, and I just decided to finish it as a little hanging pillow. Could be a Christmas tree ornament. Or hang on a little knob. Yeah, you can have it. Good. Yeah, you already have it also in your paper because you printed it for me, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it.
So
who knows if I can find it.
There it is, Surrounded by Joy. So that
Adorable.
was my FFO for last weekend, and I started working on another one, and then I pulled out another one. So I decided my stretch goal for myself this month is to FFO 5 things in May.
And so what's your FFO challenge for this year doing, huh? Have you been keeping track of things?
I have been keeping track. I think this is 7 for the year.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can provide a report next time.
Oh, okay.
I am trying to work on them as I get to them. So my goal this month is to work on FFOs with fabric.
Okay.
So that's the plan. My stretch goal is to get 5 done. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If I get them, great. If I don't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in life.
Yep.
But I thought that was very cute.
It's adorable.
And perfect for a little, like I said, a Christmas tree. I found that some of these little pillow hanger ones, I wind up hanging on a knob on a cabinet or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I just leave them up
cute
for more than just the holiday.
Yeah.
So that could certainly be up longer than the holiday. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Do you have any haul?
I was pretty good. Sort of.
I have my IKEA cup.
I have one of those too. I'm doing the minis. I haven't started them yet, but I bought the frame, so I have to do them. And I don't think I had this last month, but this is the January Mini Village. And then when I was checking in orders yesterday, the
June
one came in. So that's the June one. So I have the 2 of them now.
You didn't have January before?
It didn't come in. I had February on through, so I ordered it and it came in. And then yesterday, this is from, I think I ordered this too, but it may have just come in but you know, I love Christmas and I love words and I like Primrose Cottage. So what more could you ask? And then on the back, they've got them done, split up into minis.
Oh,
which are really cute. I love the Noel one.
Yeah.
That one.
There it is.
Yeah, that Noel. And if you look
I really like that.
Yeah, if you look at, turn it around and show them the cover is just, the whole thing is pretty, but you could just make it and then still split it up. I like the Santa one.
Yeah.
And it's just really neat. And those aren't hard to do.
No.
I have fun doing them.
Yeah.
So
Great.
I'm not in trouble because she likes it. And then this is, I have not really seen them before. I'm sure they've been around because Missy had one yesterday, which now I like Missy. But it's Little Robin Designs, and this is Springtime Snippets. I'm sorry, I meant to take it out of the envelope so it wouldn't crackle. So, of course, here we go. It's Springtime Snippets, and they're just cute. And I don't really have much spring. And now that I have my nice oak tray that Julie gave me for my birthday, I can put these on it. So right now I have a lot of the swaps or the exchanges that I got at retreats on it.
Yeah.
And so I thought this would be pretty, and again, quick.
Good.
So we'll see. We'll see. We never know. I might actually get something stitched.
Do you want to tell them what you did with your patterns since we talked last?
Yes, I was a little frustrated because I was looking for something, and I have IKEA bins, and I had them. We had gone through at one point when Jennifer was on a tear again. And we had gathered them all up and they were in the bins, but they weren't, you know, there was no order. They were just kind of stacked in there. So I pulled them all out and I got 2 crates or 2 plastic bins from Michael's. And I had this size and then I had a full size. So I went through and I pulled all my small patterns and put them in the crate. Then I went back through and went and organized them all by either season or topic, like patriotic or snowmen or something like that. And then I went through and cleaned out, and you guys are going to benefit from that. But I was very proud of myself. Look at that. That's not all my patterns because I still have some in bags.
Look at all those.
But
she has lots of stitching to do.
She does. She does. But I was just pleased that I actually went through and you know, your styles change over the years, and I sorted, and I was like, okay, you know, somebody gave me this, I'm not really crazy about it, or I picked it up on a free table, or, oh my God, why did I buy that? And so I pulled out, I think I said 20 patterns.
Yeah.
And so
I took a couple of them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we have, and then we've had also, we've had some wonderful gifts from viewers, and that they said we could either stitch or pass along. So today, in honor of our 70th Flosstube, we are going to do some giveaways.
Yes.
Like 7.
Yes. Do you want to do those now?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
This is from last time. This was the housewarming party, the quilt that I made. It was my quilt of the day 2 ago. And we said if anybody was interested in that, I would be more than willing to share it. Well, you actually had 2 people.
4 people.
4.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. And so I did a random comment generator, and the person whose name came up is ND Quilter 1. So ND Quilter 1, please email us to tallstitchers@gmail.com with your address.
And your name, your real name.
Yeah. And she will put this in the mail to you.
Yes. And then should you be interested in sharing it when you're finished, let me know, and we can check out who the others were, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is going to a new good home.
Okay. Then you want to go through the ones that we are giving away today, and I'll just go through the rules. You all know what to do. Don't say contest, giveaway, or free in your comment. We're going to do numerical numbers. So just put the numerical number of the item or items that you're interested in, and we will do a drawing right before our next episode, which should be in 3 weeks.
Yep. Okay, this is from Silver Creek Samplers, built on love. And it says, and so together they built life they loved. And this was given to us by a viewer, and I really liked it. And I found out the reason I really liked it because I already had it.
So this is number one.
This is number one.
If you're interested in this, put number one in your comment.
Okay. And then number two, for those of you, this is kind of specific, but not necessarily. It depends where you live, or where your kid went to school or you went to school. But this is a pattern for the Ohio State University
Look inside
stadium.
And see. It's a stadium and a big. There's like 5 patterns in this booklet.
So if you're interested in that,
number two for Ohio State.
Okay. Number 3, this is again a gift from a viewer. This is Teresa Wensler's Treetop Sampler. And we thought with all the birds coming around and everything, it would be perfect this time of year. So if you're a bird person, number 3. And then we have something for the quilters. This is, since I have duplicates, this is a panel, and it's Teddy Bear's pattern, and Santa's teddy bear. And you can make it into a pillow. This is the panel. This is the panel, and on the back is the pillow. And it comes with all the directions and everything, and the panel. So this is number 4.
Yes.
Yes, this is number 4.
You could also use this for a project bag.
Oh yeah, that would be cute.
So
that would be
number
cute.
4 is Santa.
Okay. Number 5 is a patriotic one. It's
a set.
It's a set. Old Glory by Sam Sarah. Stars and Stripes Forever by JBW. And then USA Squared by Lizzie Kate. So if you like that one, it's number 6.
Number 5. Number 5 for the patriotics.
Oh, 5. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, and then number 6 is, this is if you're getting to ready to have kids, or you have friends or grandchildren or whatever. This is from Lizzie Kate, Praise Your Children. It's a snippet. Okay, and it says, praise your children and they will bloom. Then this is A Visit from the Tooth Fairy. And then this is Cute as a Button for Boys. Okay, so that's number 6.
Number 6.
And number 7 is Bent Creek. And this is The Lighthouse, which I have finished and you've seen framed and everything. And then also Bluebird Sampler, which you did,
I
right?
have finished,
and Jennifer
and
finished.
it's not framed.
And it's not framed.
Yeah.
So that's the Bent Creek. So that's number 7.
7.
So, and then the last one is, you guys know I just finished Halloween Rules. And I am not going to do it again. And so I have all the patterns here. And I would be glad to share that. Plus I have the printed out pattern for the top.
Yes, from her website.
From her website. It's a freebie. So if you are interested in that, that's number 8.
8. Yes.
So we're delighted to share things with you. We would really like to help enhance your stashes and de-stash ours.
And our rules for the giveaway is that you need to be a subscriber.
Yeah.
And
you need to be at least 18.
You need to be at least 18. Answer our question and put the number of the items you're interested in.
And please don't use the words free giveaway. I think Jennifer said that, but we keep reiterating that because if you do, then we get all the junk people in. Yeah. We don't want that.
On to quilting, knitting, embroidery. I have been doing, I finished up my quilt top. I can't remember if I had finished that last time. It was on the frame. It was on the frame. Okay, so I did finish quilting it. I threw a table topper on at the bottom because I had enough backing fabric and batting left that I just threw it right on and quilted that too. I've trimmed them up. I made the binding for my quilt and I brought Mom today fabric to make me a label. So as soon as she makes that label, I will get the binding put on it, hopefully before our next episode, and then it will be my quilt of the day.
Oh, good.
And I pulled out a pattern that I want to pull fabrics for, so that will be the other thing. In addition to my FFOing with fabric, I want to pull fabrics for the next quilt that I'm going to make.
Okay. And I am working on a project. We're going to a retreat in September. And so I'm making table gifts, so I can't show you. But I am working on them, and I'm excited because they're turning out cute.
And it's May, and you're making your
I
table
know.
gifts for
And
September.
it won't be, they'll be finished before the night before we leave, which is,
Right.
she still has not recovered from that.
Right.
But I just thought, get your act together. The way things go around here, get them done early. So I am working on them, and I'm enjoying this. They're going quickly. And then, like I said, on my socks, I've been knitting, and Pam and I have not been sewing lately. She moved, and then she was out of town, and then I had a conflict and stuff. So hopefully this week we can sew.
Yeah.
And I have a table topper that I put together wrong, so I took it all apart, and I just need to put the borders on it. And Jennifer said she would whip it up for me. Yeah. And then I have the fabric I bought for Bennett's quilt, and I have our lawn guy. He's such a nice guy. He and his wife have been married many years, had tried for a long, long time. And a year ago in the summer, he came and I said, how are things? And he said, we had a baby. And they were so excited. They had a little girl. So this year he came back, and I said, how's the baby? He said, well, there's something I have to tell you. I said, what's the matter? He said, we have a 2-month-old. He said, we never worried about it. Yep. Now we worry. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to make him another quilt. Yeah. So I'm excited for them. I don't think they're quite as excited right now having a 2-month-old and like a 14-month-old. Yeah. But so that's one thing I want to work on. Good. And yeah, and then I'll do a label for Jen, and I always have stuff. Yes.
Always
never stops
stuff to work on. Good.
Well, it never stops.
What are your plans over the next few weeks? You just shared your quilting plans. Yeah. But how about stitching plans and outside of crafting
I'm
plans?
kind of excited because I have these finishes, which are shocking, and I have 3 bags over there with projects in them, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull those out and start. There's that when I went through all of the patterns in the bins, I did find my pairs, which I really want to work on, and but I hope to go through and pull out some of those that are in progress and knock some of them off, or at least make some good progress on them. Good. And and finish my socks, and maybe work on the sweater. We'll see.
Good. I will be celebrating graduation. Yes. My daughter will be coming home. And who knows if the boys will remember Mother's Day tomorrow. We'll see. I brought with me today this yarn that I bought at Mystic Fabrics. It's pretty. That I'm going to wind up because I have a pattern for...
You don't have to wind it.
I don't?
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
It doesn't need to be wound. All
right. Well, then I'm going to take it right home. And I have a pattern for
I'll give you the cover, put out and hold it together.
Crochet to do a scarf. So I'm going to start working on that.
Okay.
At some point. Maybe not in May. That might not be till June. Because when's a good time to do a scarf? I guess in the summer. Yeah.
Yep. Like a sweater.
Yeah. And then the other thing which you mentioned earlier, but I want to say again, is our retreat, our 2 Tall Stitchers retreat, which happens in the spring each year, happened in April. And we will have it again April of next year. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, so I won't say them. The wait list is open now, and we always let our subscribers know first for this one. So before we share it anywhere else, if you are interested in signing up to come to our retreat, you can get on our wait list. There are only 1 or 2 people on it right now, so you have a pretty good chance. You can go to the link below on retreat information and sign up for that. You don't have to pay until you get into the retreat. So hopefully you can, if you're interested in coming, you can get signed up early on the wait list. The last 2 spring retreats, we have gone through the whole wait list. So you have a pretty good chance of getting into that retreat. So hopefully
hang on, I'm giving you the dates. Giving you the dates. Christmas is coming. April 10th through 12th.
2026.
2026.
Great. And I think that's everything I have. Anything else from you?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything else. My never-ending, never accomplished project of straightening up my room. But
when I texted her today, she said, give me 30 minutes unless you want to come help. And I said, do you really want me to come help?
I said, give me 30 minutes. But I did pretty well.
You did.
I did. The table was clear.
There's a lot of the table that's clear.
Yeah. And I actually found some of the stuff I was looking for, so that was even better.
Yeah.
I didn't pull out any previous finishes, but maybe next time.
That's okay.
We'll see.
Next time you'll probably have new FFOs because you have those cute little pillows.
Yeah. We'll see. I've got a lot of cute little things that need to be FFO'd.
You do. Yeah. Okay. Great.
But yes.
Our question for you this time, given that it is Stitch Mania, Stitch Mania, I keep getting the two mixed up, is what do you enjoy most? A start, a whip, or a finish?
Or an FFO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 4.
Yeah. Start, whip, finish, or FFO. How about you?
Or also kitting it up too. Could
we did kitting stuff before. Yeah.
I don't know. I like it as a whip. Because sometimes when I started, it's like, oh, but then when I get into it, I really enjoy it. Yeah. And then when I get to a finish, it's like, thank God.
I like a finish.
Yeah, a finish is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited because I had, 2 today?
And this question came out of dinner at our Stitch retreat. We were chatting away at dinner. There were like 8 of us who went to dinner. And somehow we got on the conversation of somebody saying they didn't like new starts, and somebody else was like, oh, that's my favorite when the fabric is empty and you put those first few stitches in. So I thought, oh, that would be a fun question. Yeah. So thanks to those of you who had dinner with us at Chewy's during retreat because you inspired this question.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Okay.
So is that it?
That's
it today. Wow. We're not even an hour yet. That's amazing.
Yep.
More time to clean. But, well, we want to thank you for joining us. If you're new, we hope that you'll come back. We hope that you'll hit the like and the subscribe button. It does a lot for our analytics, which is good. But I don't know how many commercials we get interrupted with. Some of them get them all the time.
It depends. Yeah. And we don't control that.
We don't control it, but maybe we're not that popular that we don't get interrupted all the time, because there's some that, like, every 3 or 4 minutes there's a break and they pick right up where they left off, but still. So anyway, but if you're returning, thanks for coming back. And we feel like I said, after 70 episodes, we feel like we have lots of new friends, new stitching friends, and we've gotten to meet a lot of you, which is exciting. And we just enjoy spending time with you. Yeah. And our information is below. If you want to email us, it's twotallstitchers@gmail.com. On Instagram, she is @JenQuilt, @JenQuilter, and I am @GrandStitches. So we hope that you have a lovely month of May. I don't know, we won't be back before the 500, I don't think.
That weekend if I'm in town.
Oh, okay.
Memorial Day weekend, I think would be the next time we film.
Oh, okay. So maybe we'll be able to wave some flags and say Happy Memorial Day to you for those of you that are in the States and celebrate. So thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks. Take care. Keep stitching.
Bye.
Bye.